Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Tulo Hoyani. Yesterday I promised you that I would make a follow-up to the confusion or the mess that we are seeing going on in the Senzo Meyiwa investigation and the trial itself. This is the confusion brought about by the fact that, according to the prosecution's own narrative, we have a docket 375, which relates to the charge of defeating the ends of justice. That is the narrative of the prosecution and nothing else. That is what they have told the Pretoria High Court. Now, what is happening here is this. The prosecution is holding on to docket 375, which I've just indicated deals with the offense or the crime of defeating the ends of justice. And is saying that it will only use or resort to that docket after the finalization of the trial that is unfolding in the Pretoria High Court. Now, who are the people? Who are the people that are being charged in terms of 375 for defeating the ends of justice? Because somebody opened that docket. That docket, we all know, was opened by Warrant Officer Makubu in 2019. It was opened by Warrant Officer Makubu in 2019 because Warrant Officer Makubu's investigations revealed that the docket that was then in existence between 2014 and 2019 was simply a false docket. It was based on a false narrative that there had been intruders into that house, when in fact there had been no intruders into that house. So Warrant Officer Makubu and others, like the late Brigadier Ndlovu, then decided to charge the people behind 636, the people who had up to that point pursued 636, that there had been intruders into that house. Makubu then decided to charge these people with the crime of defeating the ends of justice. And among these people who are the subject of that charge, or who are facing that charge in terms of the narrative of 375, that the prosecution is in possession of, is Gininda. Gininda is being charged in that docket with defeating the ends of justice. Let us recall that this is the same Gininda who has styled himself the lead prosecutor. I beg your pardon, the lead investigator rather. When, according to Warrant Officer Makubu, there was no such thing as a lead investigator in this investigation. Warrant Officer Makubu's own version is that they were all on the same rank, and much as people on the same rank might at certain time might find themselves having to be led by one of them. No such decision in the Senzo Meyiwa investigation was made to actually designate one of them as the lead investigator. So Makubu has sort of self-styled himself as the lead investigator. Now, let us get back to 375. 375 was then opened by Warrant Officer Makubu, who said there were no intruders into that house. The people in that house, in one way or another, were associated with the killing of Senzo Meyiwa. And 375 is quite specific that Senzo was shot by Kelly, probably by mistake, but certainly Senzo was shot by Kelly. Well, it remains to be investigated further whether Kelly actually shot Senzo by mistake. But 375 that was opened by Warrant Officer Makubu is clear that the shooting was done by Kelly. The circumstances, well, are still under investigation or will be clarified at a later stage. After having identified the shooter as Kelly Khumalo, Docket 375 opened by Warrant Officer Makubu also identified other people as also being complicit in the act of defying the ends of justice. Mapiri, for instance, the person who ordered Mapiri to clean up that house. Why was the crime scene being cleaned? Because we were told that Mapiri was instructed to clean the house so that when the police arrive, the place is in a state of cleanliness. That was an act intended simply to clean up the crime scene and to make sure that no evidence remains on the crime scene that would implicate those in the house and completely destroy the narrative of 636 that there had been intruders into that house. So there are those who are also complicit, like Mapiri, and whoever whoever ordered Mapiri to clean that house, they are also complicit in this crime. But the real pushers of 375, the real people who were behind, or the real person who was behind the act of defeating the ends of justice, was Gininda himself and those in and around Gininda who were adamant. And this is apparent from the contents of Docket 375. I've been assured that Docket 375 is still at the Vosloorus police station, but possibly at this stage, it might also be in the possession of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, Gauteng. So wherever that docket is, it clearly points to Gininda as the person behind the act of defeating the ends of justice. Now, yesterday I said to you, why is this docket being kept away from public scrutiny? The real reason is to protect those that the docket implicates. In other words, those who are implicated and are complicit, those who are implicated as being responsible for the death of Senzo, and also those who have shielded or protected the person who shot Senzo, are being protected by keeping away from the court the contents of Docket 375. And you'll also recall that Baloyi said that for the purposes of the current trial, Docket 375 is irrelevant. Now we see the real reason why Baloyi has been saying that, or told the court that 375 was irrelevant. In the next edition, I am taking this up further. I am taking up this further to look into the implications of this act. Because this is a curious situation. We have two dockets investigated by the South African Police Services in respect of one criminal investigation, and one is hidden or is kept away from public scrutiny and the court. So in the next edition, I'm taking this a step forward, and we'll look into the issues surrounding this matter, which is of utmost importance for our understanding of what is at stake here and why we are in this particular mess. Let me conclude this video by saying that thank you very much for all the views that I'm seeing and all the subscriptions that I'm seeing. Please also don't forget to like and share, and please don't skip those adverts, and have a nice day.